Alright, in this video we're going to make a drawing. First thing I want to check, just kind of look around in my different views to make sure everything looks good. If I click 3D view, we still haven't adjusted our floor to line up with the outside of the wall. So one of the things we can do is go back into our floor plan, and you can see it here too. I'm going to click on my floor and hit Edit Boundary, and we can make this purple line go underneath that wall by clicking the Align button up here. And I'm going to click the outside edge of the wall first, then the purple line, and now that all lines up, and that should fix it. Hit the green button here. Okay, so we're going to make our drawing sheet. We're going to do so by going down over here to the left hand side in our project browser and right clicking on Sheets and hit New Sheet. Alright, so you'll notice this is E size. That's 30 by 42 inches. That is way too big for this project. So we're going to load in a title block. So I'm going to hit Load and go down to Title Blocks. We're going to load the B size horizontal. Hit OK. Okay, so here's our new sheet of paper. And to add our drawings onto here, the first thing we're going to do is kind of set them up. It's a little bit different from Inventor where we would drag or just place our views on here. This time we just drag and drop them. And we want to set up our views first. So we're going to double click on Floor. So we're going to pull one of those over. And right now everything that's in this view, these view panels or these cameras here are all going to show up in there. So we're going to scroll down. I'm under the floor plan properties. Scroll down and check Crop View and Crop Region View. And that box here is what we need to move down. So I'm going to click on it once, turn it blue. Click these little blue dots and pull those down a lot closer to the building. So that's the only thing that ends up on my sheet of paper. And now I'm done. I can uncheck that, go back into my sheet by double clicking on it, and I can just drag and drop my floor plan onto here. We're going to need to do the same thing with our east, and I think it's our north that has the windows on it. We're going to do the same thing with those. Alright, so I have adjusted my east and my north elevations to be cropped by going down once again and checking these two and dragging that down. I'm going to place those two sheets or two views on my sheet by clicking on them and dragging them over. And I'm also going to pull in a 3D view. And I'll very likely have to crop this one as well. So I like to come around and get a nice view here. And we'll look and see if we can get this cropped. We'll turn that on. I'm going to pull this down a little bit just to kind of neaten everything up. Then I go back to the sheet and drag in my 3D view. And it should look pretty much what we have in our instructions. Okay, the one thing that it's telling us to do here is to change our scales. You notice this is 1/4 inch equals a foot. It's a little bit larger. These are a lot smaller at 1/2 inch equals a foot. So let's go ahead and do those real quick. 1/8 inch, these are already at 1/8 inch equals a foot. Let's change this one to 1/4 inch equals a foot. So I can click on this view, and I can change that right over here up to 1/4 inch equals a foot. That's a standard architectural scale for residential type of projects. And it looks like I need to crop this again, so we can go in here to the floor, and I'll zoom in a lot more and actually adjust my crop region. We can move these little dimensions a lot closer to my building and make this a lot nicer. And that should automatically update in my sheet, which it did. We can pull that up. You notice that my label for that view is way down here. To move that, we want to make sure that we click off of the screen, and then I can move that up underneath my view. And move these down a little bit, just kind of neaten everything up. And that should be everything that we need to do to get our sheet, besides name it. Obviously you guys can name this. We're going to call this Revit Shed, and change it a couple times here. I'm going to put my name on here, and we're going to call this Revit Shed. And that should be the end of part 2.